is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders. Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are ready to go. Somehow it's the end of the week. I don't know how we made it to Friday, but somehow we got here. So all good, all good. It kind of flew by. Lots of events that we survived. We made it past. We closed at the weekly high, but can we hang in there for one more day? Can we do it one more day? We got Ed in the house. Good morning to Bill, Cheryl, Frank, Jay, Jeff, Lou. Good morning to Lucian. We got Marius, Martina, Peter, Rick, Tim, all my people out in YouTube land. Real virtual demand. He's already going. Let's go. Let's go get that crypto. Let's get some BTC. We'll take a look at that. Julie, good morning to you too. Julie, I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, SPY, at least for now, pulling back. Am I like terrified? Probably not yet. Not I mean, if we give up this whole week today, that'd be wild. Here's our monthly candle. Uh I was pulling this up in the trading room yesterday. I was like, I was glancing over it. I was like, wait a minute. Looking from like a really far distance, looking from like the moon. If I'm looking at the stock market, I'm like, so we just came back down. We retested some good support on a monthly basis. We just did it in one day, essentially. And then we just rallied back and all the bulls are still there. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We still got 2 weeks left. Well, we've got 2 weeks plus today. So we'll see what happens, but that's going to be an important close on the monthly chart for sentiment, but we are still above all moving averages. Everything is still looking decent. The question is, when do we top out? Like, what is the top of this market? That's a question I wish I knew the answer to. But for right now, yeah, there's our weekly candles. Again, today we'll decipher at least how this weekly candle looks. I mean, we'd have to get all the way back down to 532.81. And then this looks like a big inverted hammer on the daily. I don't know if that's going to be the case. So for right now, it looks like we'll probably end the week at least pretty strong. And that's kind of a shocker after last week's candle, where if you remember last week's candle, all of this, 3 red candles in a row, we have a big gap down. There's a big retest candle. We close pretty much right where we open. What I will say is if we were to redraw those 2 candles out on the weekly, so let's say we opened here, we closed here. Yeah, even with this, we got a little bit of a wick up. We got some price action down there. This is still a high wave candle. If we could close higher than 2 weeks ago's candle, that's going to throw an absolutely insane amount of bullish sentiment into the market. Right now, we're not trying to do that. Right now, we are selling a little bit. I can't get those lines off. What happened? There we go. So let's go to the daily chart. And again, we're pulling back. It was a little bit more severe before. Options do expire today. I don't think it's going to be a huge event. I don't think there's a lot of options really expiring too much today. So it's not like quad witching, nothing too crazy. But you do have some options that would be expiring today. Peter says, could it just be profit taking today? Makes sense. Yeah, yesterday's wild. We still have this retest gap that never tested. So the market wasn't giving me what I wanted. We opened up right underneath this VPOC, so somewhere around 550.50 all the way up to like 550.70, 71, I think it was. That was my spots of like, okay, if we start closing above there, I want to probably remain bullish, but we're opening right into a big resistance. It is a retest gap. We've done nothing but just kind of rally for 2 weeks. So I was looking for like a little pullback, trying to get some better pricing somewhere, and then the market just took off. We started closing above there, and at that point, everything was kind of already rallying, and it was just hard to find, for me at least, something that I really liked good risk to reward to. So we'll see what happens today. But right now right now we got a little profit taking. Again, do we close below yesterday's candle? I still don't know that puts us really bearish, but we have a lot more room down to like 543.14. Support for today, we're right around that range that I was looking for, some kind of resistance for tomorrow, from yesterday. So somewhere right around that 550 to 550.71 in that zone, I think is where our support should come in. So we'll see if we start holding. My tell for me today is if we start breaking under that 550 again, 550.50. If we start breaking under there, we probably have the low of yesterday. The opening price of yesterday is still a little bit of support, but I think we're starting to give back a little bit, and I probably would take some hedges out and just kind of play from there. But otherwise, the next potential support comes all the way down at like 545.91. Then one after that is 543.14. So even though it's like I mean, we were there 3 days ago, so it's not that big, but it is a big number still. Like that's still a drastic move. And then if we have a candle, let's just redraw one more candle. If we have a candle, let's say we open right where we're at now, right? So a little gap and go to the bear side, and we close something like this. Then I think we're looking for maybe like another day of consolidation, but I could make a case that we will pull back at least to probably that 100, and then either do this or everyone's like, man, why didn't I hedge? The market just gave me that opportunity. They didn't really give me too much to go off of here, but now I have the opportunity to do it again here. I could buy some puts, I could buy some protection just in case. I mean, we have a pretty clear stop of where we could just sell. So you do have good risk reward going short here. Like I can make a good case for it, or at least getting some protection because if you look back to where portfolios were at the open of 2 Mondays ago, could we get back down there? Of course. Right? Was that a great feeling knowing that all the stocks were coming down and potentially at that point everyone was talking like recessions definitely happening, recessions here, and you're expecting your portfolio to take a bigger hit? Well, you could avoid that by getting some protection here. If it goes bullish, great. You'll probably stop out for a loss, but at least you're avoiding kind of that bigger sell-off session. So just something to consider, just something to think about. For today, we're still holding that support though, so I'm not freaking out quite yet. I don't know if this is the high. We didn't really get to, and this is the other thing on this one. Really, the next resistance. So after we break that 550.50, 550.71, the next target up is actually 554.47 for me. The one right after that is about 555 even. I think Jeremy posted yesterday. He said if we hit 555 before the election, I believe his post was. Not it's not word for word, but he was looking to sell everything again, and then he was looking to actually go short on everything. So that makes sense. 555 is a good location. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we have a little bit more ways to go for that. So we'll see how this support wants to hold. Qs. Look for a reversal after the drop. To go bullish for right now, I'd still think we're still above that support. So I think this is right now still a buy opportunity in the markets. For a little bit of gain, a little bit of gain. Not. I don't know if we're making all-time highs. I can't say that yet, but Qs. Qs, same thing. A little bit of a gap down. You're about halfway through yesterday's candle. So resistance will be for today 474.01 if we do buy this dip up. On the way down, you got about 469.97. I would like to see that one hold. We're about 50% on each direction. So if you want to go long or short at open, you're probably going to flip a coin. Otherwise, wait for one of those scenarios to pan out. See if you could hold that support to go long. See if you could look to go short somewhere around the high end of yesterday. And that's how I'd probably look to play that one. On the Qs, she meant. Oh, on the Qs she was looking for. Hold on, let's go back to that. He's looking to go short and sell everything on the Qs at 555.50. So that would make a little more sense because we were almost at the 555 on SPY. Okay. So he's looking for one new higher high. Oh, okay. So he's looking for a new higher high. Interesting. Interesting. In a longer term picture, I have the next big resistance somewhere around 482.37. The one after that I got is 496.74. The one after that, which I think if we start taking out all that resistance, 502, but I do think that one probably breaks. If we can make it all the way back up here. The other thing to consider too, just on the cues, before we jump ship on this one, let's see. I don't know. The SPY of 555 looks pretty interesting though. Let's see. We closed right at the 618. Maybe a tad above it yesterday. We are opening below that 618. So again, I don't know if we can break it today. Today, Monday, maybe would be a good test. But if you're going to go short and you miss this entire move and you're looking to find somewhere to go short, whether this is a bigger drop or more of a muted response, something like that. But this is not a bad spot to kind of look for that short. So we're not at that 555 yet on the cues. But yeah, a little bit of a pullback after 2 strong weeks of rallying could make some sense. Let's take a look at Bitcoin for my boy Real Virtual Demand. Um, Crypto hasn't really participated the last 2 weeks. I guess we had this one big bull day. Not bad. We could do a fib on this one too, just to see if oh, hold on, this is BTC. We need USD. USD. Yeah, should be about the same, but I want to make sure we have some. Otherwise, the other one's in like the trillions. I'm like, what? That was the most bullish I've ever seen crypto. What are we talking about? Let's see. I know some of you Bitcoin people would love to see the trillions on Bitcoin. Uh, well, 56,204, perfect bounce off that 50% retracement. We're still kind of hanging in this one candle as well. So if you're looking to buy, see if you want to pull back or even looking for some kind of breakout, I'd see if we could just chop around here for the weekend. Otherwise, you're looking at like 54,633 gives you that 618 from that last move that we had. So coming down a little bit lower and then looking for some kind of buy opportunity if you're bullish on crypto. Otherwise, we start breaking down, I would say this candle, or even probably a little bit lower. The last little support on this one, 54,237. So as long as that holds, I would probably be a little bit more to the bull side on crypto for now, looking for some kind of bounce spot, but maybe a few more inside days, level out a little bit, and then get the next push if it's going to stay bullish on this one. Let me know if you guys got tickers that you want to take a look at. I do see Amazon, so we'll go to that one first. Amazon. Ooh. Inside day. I feel like we're gonna hit a lot of these today. But Amazon, yeah, inside day. We're right at that support right now. It does look like we're trying to hold it. We've got 15 more minutes till that opening bell rings, so we'll see. The top of that candle, we didn't quite hit this one yet. So look for like 178.38 is your next resistance. We didn't quite hit that. Otherwise, I would be looking for a target higher. 181.13. I know some people don't trade the inside candles. I don't mind them. I don't mind them as long as I have like some kind of big support. So right now, at least we have decent risk reward. Probably let that first 3 to 5 minute candle shake out, give us some kind of setup. But if we get a high wave candle here, I'm not opposed to taking this one bullish because we do have. If we think we could hit 181.13 on it, if we can get somewhere up in that zone, I think this would be at least we're buying it off support. We have probably a tighter setup on this one right around this zone. So let's get Amazon a little bit higher on the list. We'll see what it wants to do today. Otherwise, if we start to break, I think under 176.25, next little support that you're trying to buy it off of. It's going to take us to the low of yesterday. Also a good risk reward, but that would be 174.79 if you get down there. So we'll have to see kind of where this one opens. But anything past that line, you're also then past the opening price of yesterday. You're probably looking for a bigger pullback, going short, flipping to the bear case to a lot of room down to 170.08 on Amazon. But right where we're opening it. If it holds, not bad. Not bad. EL. Oh yeah, Baba too. I want to take a look at. Baba is actually running a little bit bullish. Estee Lauder. Um, Gap and Go. Is this off some news? We got earnings on Monday. Oh, how to earn 500 a month from Estee Lauder stock ahead of earnings. I got to read that one. You got. Are we counting the weekend? Otherwise, we're just the article could just say how to make $500 if you only have one day left. Recent buzz runs figure out how to earn 500 monthly before earnings. This is stupid. 500 times 12. Sorry, we take this amount, divide by us, loaders 2.64 dividend. Okay. Oh, well, I can't. I'll never get that 30 seconds of my life back. Never again. But you do have earnings coming out on looks like Monday the 19th before the market opens, so be aware of that. Otherwise, we do have a little bit of a breakdown. You got really good support coming around 91.74. If that breaks, look for maybe some bigger pullback. Obviously, we have you only need $250,000 worth of stock. That's it. I do believe in Estee Lauder enough to put $250,000 based off of one article I kind of read for 30 seconds. So I can vibe with it. That's cool. Big support down here. Obviously, it's been getting clobbered for a while. We've seen the health not the healthcare, but the cosmetic industry kind of pick up a little bit, but it wasn't from earnings. It was more from Warren Buffett looking for good deals. So this could be a little sympathy play ahead of earnings if you want to if you're trying to side with Warren. I mean, this thing has just absolutely been getting crushed. Um, I have a friend. I don't know if he still works there, but he used to work at the Estee Lauder factory. He's a physician's assistant or something. I was like, so what do you do there? He's like, nothing. I just sit in an office. Eventually, somebody comes in with like a paper cut. He puts a band-aid on him. I was like, oh, okay, good deal. But you're at the lows. It's kind of tough to go short there. You did have a little reversal, 2-day reversal, good volume, and now you're kind of coming into support. Even though it's a gap and go, I don't know if I will go short on this one. I would probably actually look to buy it ahead of earnings. Baba. Yep, Baba's getting better and better every time I look pre-market. So this one, the next target up, I'm above all VPOCs. We are at the very high end of yesterday's range. I would say support is 81.20. However, this little dip that we got pre-market landed us right at that 81.20. So we already retested. I'd still wait to see if we get a little pullback, maybe somewhere around 81.65 for an entry. If you do like Baba. Otherwise, target for today, I think at least could take us to 83.14. That's where I would be looking for if it wants to do something absolutely crazy today. I don't know if it does, but you got 84.54 would be my stretch target for today. But I think that sweet spot would be about 83.20. So I do want to watch Baba. Maybe we take a trade on that one today. We shall see. We got AMD. Little gap down, hanging out, upper range of yesterday's candle. So nothing too crazy. What I will say is you did have a little resistance somewhere around pretty much where we got into yesterday, but somewhere around 146.83. We're getting very close to that 200. So that would be, I guess, my next target. I could see a spot a little bit higher, 151.71. But we'd have to break yesterday's high, which is yesterday's VPOC as well. Otherwise looks decent. I think this one will get bought up, but I think we have to pull down first a little bit. So see if we can find any support somewhere around 144.58. And that might have happened already pre-market. You actually see on the other screen. We got close to it. We got to 145.13. So what did we just say? 144.38. We might have a little bit. See if we get a little selling right at open. That'd be fun. Otherwise, you're going to start to deal with some of those moving averages, and then we do have some decent resistance right around this. I'd say bigger target for today was about 154.96. That would take us over the 200 though. So couple couple spots we could get held up on. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise. I got major resistance, $16.40. So watch out for that. Um, it's crazy how volatile this stock is. I mean, honestly, we had a potential bear flag. That looks like we did get broken out to the bull side. Really nice close yesterday. Again, the only thing that I would be wishing for is that we got to close a tad higher, 1640. That's going to be a really good resistance. If we can get above that, there is a few levels here that could hold us for today if we don't do anything crazy today. 1650, but um, otherwise, bigger target on this one, and I don't think this one hits today. We'll see what happens, but 1745, somewhere in that zone. But it is technically a gap and go to the bear side. Support on this one if you want to try to get in. We got some support from over here, so that's interesting. Otherwise, probably looking for like a 1593 on this one, which is a little bit deeper of a pullback. But yeah, kind of just hanging out. Kind of hanging out for now until we beat that resistance. Peter says, I follow you on Baba and PayPal all the way. Good times and bad times. That's a song. That's a song. I just had like one tear roll down my face just thinking about it. Crazy. GLNL. Good times, the bad times. Yeah. GLNL. I don't have a ticker for. Oh, I have Glen Lithium, which is getting murdered. We also know this from ALB. So yeah, Lithium's getting killed. I don't think this is the ticker you're asking. But I don't have a GLNL Santilla. TXN though, I know that one. Texas Instruments. Is that who sings that song? Is that Diane Warmack? I think so. We got Texas Instruments, a little bit of a gap up. Is there news today on it? Again, nothing too crazy. Today, I mean, if today is a muted day and nothing happens, I get that too. I get that too. After the 2 weeks we just had. Let's see. Let's go to broad markets. In pre-market action, Bitcoin was up. That's nothing cool. Where is TXN? Why is this? Why? Oh, there we go. Shares were up 1.3% in recent Friday pre-market activity after the company said it signed a non-binding preliminary mandatorium. I need a lawyer. I don't know what that means. For terms with the U.S. Department of Commerce for up to 1.6. All right, so they locked a deal in with the U.S. government. I'm sure. I mean, anytime you lock a deal in with the U.S. government, you got some good margins on that deal. They signed a $1.6 billion deal. Their net cost is about 0.6 billion, so that's pretty good, probably. Still inside yesterday's range. If you do want to take this one bullish, you're still waiting for probably a pullback. See if you get down to like 202.16. That should be support. Otherwise, we do have a resistance right above us, and we're still kind of in chop zone. But one deal off of stock moving off of one deal, unless it's Palantir. Palantir moves like crazy off of just one deal coming in. Everything else, longer term, not too crazy, but it's not bad for them. But otherwise, 204.21 probably my stretch goal for today. Kind of a little strangled on that one. We got SG, or was that SG or yep, SG. Sweet Green. I think there's a Zach Brown band with Sweet Green in it. We got a good breakout from yesterday. We could look for some continuation. Next target up though would take us to about 38, 35. I'm not seeing a lot of things with ranges, but that was a really good close. Really nice close if you're looking for some kind of consolidation. I would like to see if you're playing this one. I would wait to see if this 3680 breaks first. Then you get some kind of pullback into that number, use that as support, and then I think carry through. But I would let that one break first, and then see if we get that Follow up HD. Not a lot of crazy gaps today. Not a lot. And even in some of these gap downs, they still have some decent support on them. Home Depot. Ran into this resistance somewhere around 362.56. We are gapping under yesterday's VPOC. So again, watch. We got support right here. Yesterday's lows, pretty much. If we start taking out yesterday's lows, even that, we still got the next spot, 356.79. So you'd want to believe that one could pass. We could break through that. If we can, then you have a good trade, which would get you a range down to like 350.64. To the bullish side, you're gonna want to break through that resistance 359.58. And then you got another one, 360.74. So we'll see. You'd have to want to think that could get through, but a little bit of a retest from yesterday. Walmart. That one looks interesting. Problem with that is it's a retest gap. I'm in no man's land. There's legit no volume here. So the real spot to retest on this one would be fade this one, 73.24. That's a monster gap. That's also a big gap and go, which is absolutely crazy. I'd want to play this one to the downside, but I would have to wait for some kind of green candles if this thing opens and flushes. The other thing we could do, what do we got? 2 minutes left. Is look for like a pre-market breakdown on this one would be interesting too. Right where we're at now. So right here. Yeah, I'm not gonna take the pre-market breakdown. Right around here is your interesting short spot. We're gonna have to get past that 72.50 again, though. $73.13. We're gonna have to watch how this one moves. I like it to the short side, though. I just have to wait for a bounce. I feel like I'm coming in a little bit too late for that breakdown, maybe. But you would be below the VPOC at that point. You would also be below all the smaller time frame moving averages. And it's got a lot of room, not really a whole lot of momentum to kind of hold us up. Walmart's definitely going high on the list. Yeah, give me some more of that green. Give me some more green in that one. Something I could really take a breakdown on, but that looks pretty good. All right, Nike and Starbucks. I might have time for one Nike. Oh, we don't have that much time at all, but Nike, a little bit of a gap up. Support on this one. I think this one's got a little bit more room higher, but 82.50, look for support if it comes down. Otherwise, at least for a swing trade perspective, we had 84.51. Probably could go a little bit higher than that. Maybe bigger target, about 86.19 for today. Otherwise, everybody on YouTube, you guys have been, it's always a pleasure every week, every week. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And then, I know 2 days is a long